Hello. Hello. Good morning, all. Hello.
Yeah, good morning, ma'am.
Morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Please come to the chat box and put your names in the chat box. Yes, I can see Sunera, Vijitana Fatima, Halima, Sartaj, Dhanlakshmi. So good morning to all. And I think this is this a first class for your nutrition and dietetics course? You can answer me in the chat box. Have you gone through any food science class? Second class. Yes, good. So your course name is? Can anyone mention your course name in the chat box? Do you aware about that? DND, what is mean by DND? What is DND? Yes, what is DND? Good. Diploma in Nutrition and Dietetics. So your course name is Diploma in Nutrition and Dietetics. So I feel very glad to be here to teach you the course Human Physiology. My name is Lakshmi Shri. I am writing my name in the chat box. So you have been seen in the brochure or prospectus that I am teaching this subject for more than 18 years. And my specialization is biochemistry. And I am working as an assistant professor in the nutrition and dietetics department in the Tasumbivi Abdul Qadir College for Women, Kilakarai. So I used to take classes for nutrition and dietetics students, microbiology students, and chemistry students regarding the subject of biochemistry, human physiology, like that it goes on. And may I get an introduction from you people? Do you have the choice to unmute and speak?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, one by one, you can introduce yourself so I can know you a little bit.
Yeah, sure, ma'am.
Yes, may I know who is speaking?
Sunera, ma'am. My name is Sunera. I am BE computer graduate.
Yes.
I'm from Maharashtra. And actually, it was my dream to be a dietitian. And currently, I joined this course to help my family to
Good.
do the healthy life and the better diet.
Okay. Very good, Sunera. Glad to have you in this class.
Thank you, ma'am.
Others?
Hi, ma'am.
Hi,
Ma'am, my name is Vijitana Fatima.
Vijitana Fatima. Yes, you're
Yes,
from?
ma'am. Ma'am, Torangursi, from Trichy district.
Good.
Ma'am, I completed 12th standard.
Yes,
I want to become a nutritionist. That's why I take this course, ma'am.
very good, very good. All the best.
Thanks, ma'am.
Yes,
This is Dhanlakshmi, ma'am.
Dhanlakshmi.
I completed my optometry undergraduate and postgraduate, ma'am,
Very good.
and also a fellowship course in low vision and rehabilitation.
Yes.
So, since I'm working with special kids, I need to know a little bit about nutrition and dietetics, ma'am. So, I chose this course, ma'am.
Okay. So you are an ophthalmologist, so you may be learned about the physiology.
Yes, ma'am, optometrist, ma'am, not ophthalmologist.
Oh, so what's your study?
BSc and MSc optometry, ma'am.
So it's about, can you explain that one?
Ma'am, optometry is basically we will learn about the eye structures, its anatomy and physiology, and we'll also have practical courses like binocular vision, vision
Mm.
therapy, low vision, and diagnostics and all, ma'am, related to eye. And we will have an internship course where we work in Shankar Nethralaya for 1 year and we complete our UG course, ma'am. In masters in optometry, we'll have additional project also along with academics. So we'll also go into specialty like contact lenses, dispensing.
Yes. So Dhanlakshmi,
So
shall I have a
I
question
just,
to you
yes, ma'am.
regarding this eye problems?
Yes, sure,
Is
ma'am.
it there a natural way to recover from this myopia?
Actually, it is not a natural way, ma'am.
Yeah.
For kids, they have started with atropine drops, ma'am. So we
Okay.
need to have an eye examination and they will prescribe atropine eye drops. And based on that follow-up visit, we can just see their myopic progression, ma'am.
Okay. To which power it can be you are suggesting this atropine?
Actually, based on the, we just do cycloplegic refraction, ma'am. Like we will not, like children will not be correct in telling whether they are able to
Yeah,
accept
yeah.
this power or
Yeah, yeah.
not. No, ma'am. So we'll have a cycloplegic refraction. So
Oh.
after that only, we will send the kids to this myopia clinic, which is there in Shankar Nethralaya, and they will decide based on their progression, like at what stage the atropine drops can be given, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay. Next one. I think
Hello everyone. I'm Sartaj. I'm uh, I'm Sartaj from Chennai, Tamil Nadu. I am a BTech graduate. My reason to take this course is I recently developed interest towards nutritional science. So I thought I might get a deep knowledge joining a course.
good. What's your graduation discipline?
BTech in information and technology.
Good. BTech IT. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you working in any place?
Yes, I'm currently working as a, communication content writer
Mm.
in Chennai only. So working professional along the side developed interest towards nutritional science.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Any other is there?
Hi, ma'am.
Halima?
Hi, ma'am. I'm Sri Kalaivani.
Yes, Sri Kalaivani.
Uh, Ma'am, I'm from Coimbatore. I've completed my BCom. I need
Yes.
some clarity among nutrition, ma'am. That's why I chose this.
Very good.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. So I think that you all people are coming from various discipline and you are most involved in studying about this nutrition and dietetics course for your personal concern or to your development in your profession. But anyway, it is going to be very useful to you. When you are learning this course, you'll be learning a lot about the foods and the human body and which the food can be given for the disease condition and how much when you are taking this food, what is the usefulness and that what is the drawback that is going to be there when it is treated in some other way. Like that, it is going to be, you are going to learn. And this will be helping you people to get a good job also. And, and coming to this course, that is human physiology, it's completely a study about the human system. So the human physiology is going to explain in detail about the anatomy and the physiology. So in anatomy, we are going to see the structure, how the structure of the human body is going to be there. For example, if you are taking an organ, we are going to study about the organ structure. And in physiology, we are going to study about the function, what the organ is going to do. Okay. So if you are coming to study this physiology subject, it will be easy for you people to connect the things with the food and their importance and how they are functioning in our system to get functioning. For example, if you are going to study about the structure of kidney and function of kidney, it will be useful for you to learn the one how it can be correlated with the study of food science and dietetics. So we are going to study about this dietetics paper in the next semester and how it will be going to be interact with the organs what you're having. Okay. So since we are here in the first class, I will come to a outline structure about the human physiology. So the first thing what we are going to know about the human physiology is the cell. That is for in your syllabus, as per your syllabus, they have described in 4 major heading. They are cell and blood, heart and circulation, respiratory and excretory system, reproductive and endocrine system. So this is the one what is given in your syllabus. But we can learn a lot apart from this also, because that the human physiology doesn't end in this 4 topic. This is a major topic and a hint topic for you all, from where we are going to make the branches into a 20 to 30 headings. Okay. And more than it can be extended to 40 headings also. Okay, we can learn and more topics regarding the cell and blood. Cell we can study in a detailed way. Blood we can study in a detailed way. Heart and functions, the respiratory organ, excretory organ, like that. Every system is we are going to study in detailed way. So as we are studying this, we are having our system with a number of complex internal organs and the external covering. All the thing is formed from the cell. Do you all agree with me? Can you all understand what I am talking?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So can anyone, so first we will see what is anatomy. What is anatomy?
Is it the study of human internal structure?
Yeah, it's a study of human structure, internal structures. Can you see the slide what I'm sharing?
Yes, ma'am.
Now you are able to see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So this is the major difference between the anatomy and physiology. Even though we are studying only human physiology paper, we have to study about the anatomy. Then only it will be understandable to learn about the physiology. So anatomy is a branch of biology which studies the structure of an organism and its parts. So you can study the structure of human cell, eyes, nose, and all the sensory organs such as mouth, skin, all the sensory organs, and all the structures of the internal organs such as heart, lungs, liver, kidney, digestive system organs, reproductive organs. So all the structure we will be studying in this anatomy. And it is mainly describes the biochemical aspect. Physiology, it mainly describes about the biochemical aspects and the physical functioning of the body system and the functions. That is simple. How this kidney is going to function, how this heart is functioning. Okay, so studying the function in a biological aspect, biochemical aspect is considered as physiology, and studying only the structure, what is there in the structure, it is called as anatomy. So it focuses on the shape, size, and location of our body structure. But coming to the physiology, it focuses on chemical, electrical, and physical process in the living organisms. So what all are the functions, the particular part of an organ, particular part of our body is going to function is explained in physiology. And anatomy is a static study, and on coming to the physiology, it is a dynamic study. So in the theoretical classes, just we are studying the anatomy and physiology, but the study of anatomy will be understandable when we are going to do an dissection and separation of the body organs. So in our school days and all, we used to learn the organs by collecting the things from the meat shop, the school teacher used, or the college teacher used to give an assignment to collect an organ from the shop, sheep of a kidney, like that. So we used to do the assignment like that. So by seeing that organs, we used to learn how the shape of the organs is there. But if when you're coming to the medical field, they'll be learning the anatomy in detailed manner. Natural way, they used to study the anatomy in a dissection mode, that one. But we are in the online class and we are studying only nutrition and dietetics. We're just learning the anatomy in the theoretical mode. And physiology is quite difficult to understand because it is complicated, and the functions of the physiology of an organ, it is difficult to learn, but we will be teaching it in an easiest way how to understand the physiology of a organ. So this is the major difference between the anatomy and physiology. So since we are studying, because we are studying only the human physiology, we are not going to deal in detail about the anatomy, but while studying the physiology, we will be learning the basis of the structure and the functions. Okay, got it? So you can use your chat box to reply me. I'm not audible. Hello? Hello?
You're audible, ma'am.
Okay. So yeah, I heard, ma'am, you are not audible from an iPhone. I don't know who is that. Okay, you can use your chat box in the meanwhile for making me connected with you. Okay. So this is the major difference between the anatomy and structure. In simple words, we can tell that structural study is anatomy and functional study is physiology. That's all. And do anyone know that how this level of organization of a human body occurs? What is the level of organization of this human body? What is the basic unit of the human body? There is not a compulsion that you should answer. If you are not knowing, I'll be teaching, no problem in that.
And
Because
based on our tissues, our
yes,
cells and our organs only, the organization will take place, ma'am.
yes, correct. So if you are still, if we should know that the whole human body is composed of starting from the cells. And before cells, it is an arrangement of an atoms. That is the organelles inside the cells. Cell is the basic unit of the human body. When the cell is going to be the basic unit of a human body, how these cells are formed? That are formed from the atoms. That is the biomolecule composition. Okay. And this cell is the basic unit which will be developed into tissues. And those tissues will be developing into an organ. And that organ will be developing into an organ system, their functions, how they are interconnected with one another. And then it will be coming to the whole body. Okay. So this is the development of the human system from the atom to the cell, cell to tissues, tissues to the organ, and organ to the organ systems and to the human body. Okay. So we will see the structure, cell structure and their compositions. So we'll start learning our syllabus. Shall we start learning? Do you have any doubt in the introduction? No. Okay. So we'll be start learning the cells in detail. So the smallest functional unit of the body is called a cell, and it is grouped together to form tissues, each having specialized function. Example, blood, muscle, bones, etc. as goes on. And the different tissues are grouped together to form organs. Example, heart, stomach, brain, it goes on. And the organs are grouped together to form the systems that performs particular function that maintains homeostasis and contributes to the health of the individuals. So, this cell determines the one of the human being. So, what is the toughest term in here? Is every word in this slide is known to you? Are you aware about all the letters, words here? What is homeostasis? What is homeostasis?
To maintain similarity, ma'am. Same. Homeo means same.
Okay, what similarity? The environment or the condition where the living system is going to function. Okay. State of balance between the body system, that's a body to survive and function correctly. So, do you all know what is the pH of our blood? pH of our blood. Okay, balance of metabolism. What is the pH of our blood? 7.4. So will it decrease or increase in any condition? pH Nama, what is pH? Can anyone tell what is pH? Okay. So we have mentioned that the 7.4 is the proper pH of the blood, acidic or some acidic or alkaline nature. Good. So what is the nature of this 7.4? What is the nature of the 7.4? It is very slightly basic. 7.4 is very slightly basic. So others, it's not a tough one. pH is the condition. It is a scale between 0 to 14. When you are considering 0 to 14, 0 to 6.9 is acidic, and 7.1 to 14 is basic, and the 7 is neutral. So it is a condition or a medium where our blood should be there. So our blood is in 7.4 pH. So when the acidity or the alkalinity of our blood, if it gets imbalanced, it may differ, but it is a diseased condition. But yes, the blood has a particular pH, 7.4. So if the pH of the blood, it varies. It will be considered as, that is, pH is nothing but a scale between 0 value to 14. Okay. Oh, you want to repeat pH. So pH, it should be written as like this, small p and capital H. This is the correct form of writing pH. So the blood, generally the pH is nothing but a scale between 0 to 14. So the pH is not only there for the blood. If you are taking an water substance, you are taking an food substance. If you, for example, you can take an lemon juice. When you're extracting a lemon juice and finding the pH of that lemon juice, it will be, what will be the pH of the lemon juice? Can anyone tell me?
It will be within 6.9, below 6.9.
Below 6.9. So you are, as it is acidic, you are mentioning that it is below 6.9. So it will be around 2. Okay. 2 to 2.2, like that it varies. When you are dilating, it will be coming up. Okay. Not only this one. So many, all the food items will be having their pH value. And this is the one when a synthetic juice is prepared for our system. For example, you can take a number of synthetic juices in your surroundings. For example, a mango juice or a Fanta, Miranda, anything what you're having. You can check the pH of that food. That will be acidic, because when that food is entering into your system, that should be that product should be developed in need of the pH of the stomach. The stomach code pH, it should be the product should be developed. For example, the pH of the stomach, it will be around 2.2 to 4. Okay, so the juice what we are preparing should be in that pH. Okay. So, for example, if the like that, if you are going for a tomato sauce or any other juices, or for example, coming to the cosmetic items, what you are having, for example, the soap, the shampoos or the cleaning agents, those will be in the pH of more than 7. That is basic, highly basic pH. Okay, but the substance, depending upon this biological substance, the pH it varies, and it all comes around the scale of 0 to 14. 0 to 6.9 is acidic, 7 is neutral, and 7.1 to 14 is basic. So the water what you are drinking is neutral. It should be neutral. Okay. So the rainwater, it will be slightly acidic. The seawater, it will be basic, highly basic. Okay. So these are the difference. So the taste, it brings the changes because of the pH value. Can you understand? So this term pH, it goes with the number of field. Physics, it is physics experiment can be done using the pH meet pH, and the chemistry, it can be used in our system also. The pH plays a major role. That is the blood which contains a pH of 7.4, that is 7.335 to 7.45, and when the pH of our blood is going to be less than 7.35, it is considered as acidemia, a condition called as acidemia. And when it is going to be above 7.45, it will be considered as alkalemia. Okay, so these are the just an information about the pH. Why I am coming to tell this is the homeostatic condition, maintenance. So all comes under this a particular function that maintains the homeostasis and contributes the health of the individuals, the term. Okay. So the cell, again, we are coming back to the cell structure. So the cell is the smallest functional unit of body. It is clear, Halima? Halima? Okay, good. So when the pH becomes an imbalance, it shows that sleepiness, fatigueness, headache, loss of appetite, confusion, vomiting, these conditions can be happened. Okay. But for the normal functioning, the homeostatic condition is very much important. And a balance among the body system needed for the body to survive and functions correctly. A balance between the body system, that is called as homeostasis. And in that, a factor is pH. Okay, number of factors are there. In that, one of the factors pH. And so I think we can conclude this slide. What is a cell? It is the smallest functional unit of body and grouped together to form. When the cells groups together, it forms into tissues. And having each tissue will be having a specialized function. Blood, muscle, bones, we all have a specialized function. And different tissues are grouped together to form organs. These tissues will be grouping to form an organ. Heart, stomach, brain, etc. It goes on. And the organs are grouped together. An organ, a human body with only heart cannot function. And human body with the lungs cannot function. Only with the single organ, it cannot function. So a system is a group together by the organs. So organs are grouped together to form the systems. I think you can get my words that perform a particular function, even though all the organs are functioning their role, they all should be maintained in an homeostatic condition. There should be a balance between the functioning of each and every organ. Okay. And this balance will make the human body to be healthy. Okay. So when the digestive system, cardiac access, if the digestive system is good and the cardiac system is not good, what will be happened? It is a condition of disease. Okay. So each and every system should function in a homeostatic manner, that is a balanced manner. Then only the human being will be normal. Okay. Okay. Then coming to the tissue, that is the next level to cell, is tissue. Okay. So tissue is defined as a group of cells having similar functions. So when you are making an arrangement, so I wish to give you an example that when you are arranging 1 rupee coin in a group, for example, when you are arranging 50 1 rupee coin in a group, so that is a tissue which is made up of 1 rupee coin. So the tissue is defined as a group of having similar functions. In the other way, when you are arranging a tissue or a coin group with 2 rupee coin, it is another tissue. Okay. When you are arranging 5 rupee coins for 50 number, that is another tissue. Okay. So the tissue is defined as a group of cell having similar function, but there are many different types of tissues in the body. For example, the one group, one coin, 1 rupee coin group is a 1, 2 rupee coin group is another tissue, 5 rupee coin group is another tissue. Okay. So the 1 rupee is considered as a cell. That 2 rupee is considered as a cell. The 5 rupee is considered as a cell. So that cell, when it gets grouped, it is called as tissue. But the tissue is of different types. So this tissue is majorly, it is differentiated into 4 different types. The one is the muscle tissue, nervous tissue, epithelial tissue, connective tissue. Okay. Can you get what is tissue? What is tissue? Can you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Good.
ma'am.
So the tissue primarily, it is classified into 4 types as muscle tissue, nervous tissue, epithelial tissue, and connective tissue. So when you are coming to the muscle tissue, the muscles which is there in our body, always the muscle will be connected with the skeletal system. So skeletal muscles, then smooth muscles, then cardiac muscles. Likewise, the muscle tissues are there. These are the group. It is a different group. You can consider this as an 1 rupee coin group. And the second one is the nervous tissues. It's going to be function only for neurons and supporting cells. So the neurons and their supporting cells contains only the nervous tissues. So you can have this as a 2 rupee coin group. And the next one is an epithelial tissues, which are squamous, columnar, cuboidal, epithelial cells. So this is another group of tissues. And the connective tissue is the one which is considered as connective tissue proper, cartilage, bone, and blood. So what is cartilage? What is bone? You all know. What is blood? You may be knowing. So some of the terminologies are here, which is new to you. You can be learning by marking it in your note or pen. So it will be easy for you when you are studying for your exam. Okay.
Ma'am,
So in
what are
general, the
supporting
tissue,
cells?
yes,
What are supporting cells?
supporting.
Supporting cells, which
So
comes under
nervous
nervous
tissues,
tissue.
not only neurons. Neurons are connected by number of cells, such as actin cells. Okay. Number of cells are there. When we are studying the nervous tissue, you will be studying in detail. Okay. The supporting cells for the neuron.
Okay.
So these are an outline. It goes in number of branches. Number of things are there depending upon all these things. So each tissues. We will be studying just today. We are studying the introductory class. We will be studying in detail about all these things in the future class. Okay. And the next one is the organs. So now we have studied about the cell and the tissues. And the next one is the organ. So we all know the organ very well. So some of the organs in our body, you can just type in our in your chat box. What are the organs you know? Organs in our body. You can type in your chat box. It is there in the slide. Yes, brain, heart, lungs, stomach, intestine, liver, gallbladder, kidney. So in the digestive system itself, number of organs are there. Okay. Endocrine glands. It goes on like that. So a structure that is formed by 2 or more primary types of tissues do a physical functions. Some organs are composed of all the 4 types of primary tissues. Okay. And the organs are of 2 types. One is the tubular or hollow organ, and another one is the compact or parenchymal organs. So tubular organ or hollow organ, which will be containing a tube, and others are the compact or parenchymal organs, which will be compactly arranged. So as you have given in the chat box, so these are the organs which are organized from the cells to tissues and tissues to organs. Brain, heart, lungs, stomach, intestine, liver, gallbladder, pancreas, kidneys, endocrine glands, it goes on. Okay. And coming to the next level of organization, that is the system. The system, what it is going to be there is a group of organs that work together to carry out specific function of the body. So when a function is going to be happened, that is specialized by the systems, what is functioning in our system. For example, digestive system, excretory system, cardiovascular system, respiratory system, a reproductive system, musculoskeletal system, and nervous system. So these all are the systems which we are going to study in our future classes. So by the name itself, it will be very easy to know what is that. So the digestive system is concerned with the digestion of the food particles. Okay. So how we are taking the food and how it is digested, starting from your mouth, and how it is excreted through our anus, the urinary system, like that it goes on. The digestion and absorption system is the one which gives energy for our body. We will be studying in future classes in detail. And the next one is the excretory system. What is that? Excretory system, it eliminates unwanted substance. Can anyone tell me what are the excretory systems in our body? Any idea? Kidney. Good. So this kidney plays a major role in maintaining the organism's homeostasis by removing the waste. So if the kidney is not functioning, yes, liver does detoxification. Then, but the major excretory organ is kidney, skin, liver, large intestine, lungs. These are the 5 organs of excretion. Got it? 5 major organs of excretions are skin. So what is excreted through skin? What is excreted through skin? Yes, sweat. Then liver does the detoxification, the major organ which is functioning in our body to remove all the waste from the from our system is liver. It detoxifies number of chemicals, waste. Then large intestine as well, where it excretes through the anus. And the lungs, it does the function of removing the carbon dioxide from our body. And kidney is the organ which purifies the content of waste from our blood. So liver do the process and it is followed by the kidney. Okay, the production of urea which used to occur in liver, and it is transported to the kidney and it will be eliminated from our body. Okay, like that, the major 5 organs of excretions are these things: skin, liver, lungs, kidney, and intestine. Okay. Then next one is the cardiovascular system. It is responsible for the transport of substance between the organs. What is the cardiovascular system? How it is going to function? Cardiovascular system. Better you can give your answer in the chat box. I can't get you. So someone is answering, but I can't get the answer. It's not clear. Halim, I think she's talking. But anyway, the circulatory system is the one that includes heart, blood vessels and blood. Heart, blood vessels and blood. So these functions together to make the cardiovascular system to be functionable. So we'll study in the future class in detail about the circulatory system. And the respiratory system, what is that? It is concerned with the supply of oxygen and removal of carbon dioxide. Okay. It is concerned with the supply of oxygen and removal of carbon dioxide. That is the respiratory system. We are breathing, we are inhaling, and we are exhaling. We are inhaling and exhaling. While we are inhaling, we used to take the oxygen from the atmosphere, and while we are exhaling, we are removing the carbon dioxide out. Okay, so that is the respiratory system. And the next one is the respiratory system goes with the organs of from the nostril to the lungs to the diaphragm. Till that diaphragm, it goes with the respiratory system. We'll be studying in the future class. And the next one is the reproductive system. It will be involved in reproduction of species, and the endocrine is concerned with the growth of the body and regulation and maintenance of the normal life. So reproductive system, it is the one which gives the next generation. That is, it is divided into two, regarding the male and the female. And these reproductive system completely, it is a package depending upon the endocrine system to maintain the normal life. And the next one is the musculoskeletal system. It is responsible for stability and movement of the body. So without no stability and without no movement, we can't do any function. So the musculoskeletal system is also important. That is a tissues with the skeletal muscles. It should be good. If it is not there, we will be disturbed in number of ways. The imbalance will be occurred. Okay. And we are going to study those things. And the next one is the nervous system. Nervous system controls the locomotion and other activities, including the intellectual functions. So nervous system, it controls the locomotion movements, other activities to the intellectual function, how the brain, starting from the, so just even I am talking, you are listening to that, your brain is accepting, and there will be a response to your body what I am teaching. So this is that is the one is happening inside your body through the nervous system and their intellectual functions. Okay. So these are the major systems, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 systems in our body, which explains about the digestion, excretion, cardiovascular circulations, respirations, reproduction, musculoskeletal activities, and nervous system. Okay. So when starting from the cell, we have started from the cell, which is the smallest unit, which develops into the tissues, and the tissues develops into the organ, and the organ, it goes of the system. So when the systems are functioning in a normal way without any damage in the tissue, cell or organs, we will be homeostatic and we will be normal. If the imbalance occurs between the thing, either in the cell or in the organ or in the tissue, the damage comes to the system, and so we will be diseased. Okay. So this is the general introduction about the cell, how the organization of a body occurs. Is it clear? Is it clear? Do you have any doubt on this? So this is an introduction class. We are just want to introduce what are the things what we are going to learn in the future classes. Okay. Do you have any doubt? You want me to explain anything particularly? So even though your syllabus is there only in 4 points, we are going to teach the subject in a detailed way. Okay. So don't get worried. So if you are belonging to a science discipline, it will be very easy for you people to learn. I think one among us is science people. But if you are if you are having an art graduation or an art mind, it will be new to you. So you can ask me the questions, even though it is very simple. Okay, so here we are here to teach you the basic things about the human system. Not we are going to do any surgical works. So this is the basic thing what we should know in a good manner to handle the situation regarding the nutrition and dietetics. Okay. Shall I continue with the next slide? Or you want to ask anything?
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, can you tell about pH 6.9 is acidic, then 7 is neutral? Can you tell that point, ma'am?
pH is a biological value. It starts from 0 to 14. The scale of the pH is 0 to 14. Okay. The one from 0 to 6 point is acidic. And the 7 is neutral. 7.1 to 14 is basic. That is called as alkaline condition. So, for example, if you are taking an sea water, how it will be tasting? It will be very salty. Okay. So, that will be alkaline, basic. Above 7 to 14, that is called as alkaline condition. Okay. And below 7, it will be acidic. That is 1 to 6.9, it is acidic. For example, you can take the lemon juice, what you are preparing in your home, or any synthetic juice that is we are taking, or any acidic components such as, for example, you can take the rainwater, it will be slightly acidic. Slightly acidic it will be there. And the taste which shows whether it is going to be acidic or it is going to be alkaline. When you are tasting the salt water, it will be salty. When you are tasting the rainwater, you can see some sweetness. Okay. And we are tasting the lemon juice, it will be very sour. Okay. So the difference happens because of the values of pH in that. What is the composition there? It shows the pH. So our blood should have a composition of pH that should be 7.4, that is slightly basic. It should not be an acidic pH or an alkaline pH. It is slight, and also it is not a neutral one. It is slightly alkaline, that is 7.4. If the level of the pH is going to be more in their blood, that condition is called as acidosis or alkalosis. When it is low, it is considered as acidosis, and when it is high, it is considered as alkalosis. So why I am telling this pH is, it is one of the condition where the body represents your state, whether it is normal or not. Any doubt? It's clear now?
Yes, ma'am. Clear, ma'am. Thanks, ma'am.
Okay. Shall I move to the next slide? What is the meaning of this no, ma'am? I don't know why you have put no, ma'am. No doubt. Okay, okay. Okay, thank you. So this pH is another big topic. We will be studying in detail how it is balancing in our body. Okay. Okay, coming to this cell structure. Cell, it consists of plasma membrane inside which a nucleus and cytoplasm surrounding the nucleus is present. The organelles are small organs of the cell embedded in the cytoplasm, have individual and highly specialized function. Organs are enclosed in their own membrane within the cytoplasm. Individual cells are too small to seen through the naked eyes. So first we should know that all the cells are observed through the microscope, and reading and studying the science will not be good. So you can come to the structure directly to learn about the cell. So now in your screen, you can see the structure of cell. So in your school days, you might be learning about the plant cells and animal cells. What will be the difference between plant cell and animal cell? Number of points are there. Can anyone tell? Do you have any idea?
Plant cell consists cell wall and animal cell doesn't have cell wall.
Very good. Then, so that is a basic point. All should know that plant shell contains cell wall. Cell wall is present in plant cell, but it is not present in animal cell. So they are having only cell membrane, cell surface, that's outer surface, cell membrane. So you can see the arrow mark here, cell membrane. Okay. Then the major next difference is plant cell consists of chloroplast. Yes, good. Plant cell have chloroplast. What is that? Why that chloroplast is there in the plant? Why we are not having? What is the role of that chloroplast? Anyone who knows, you can tell.
Green.
Green color, chlorophyll, that one is chlorophyll. Green color, which gives color for the plant is chlorophyll. Good. Good, it's the answer from Bajika. It's for, yes, also from Dhanlakshmi. It's for the process of photosynthesis. Very good. All knows that one. It's very common. The chloroplast is there in the plant cell for doing the process of photosynthesis. What is the benefit of photosynthesis in the plant? What is photosynthesis? What is the benefit of doing photosynthesis in plant? Why the photosynthesis happens in the plant? So another topic to prepare its own good food. Very good. So the photosynthesis is the process which occurs in the plant cells for preparing their food. The plants, no one is giving food for the plants. It is preparing its food by its own self. So when the chloroplast is present there, it is preparing the process, preparing the food. That is by the process of photosynthesis. What is photosynthesis? How it prepares food? Good answer from Halima. Still, we can explain the process of photosynthesis. I think we are depending upon the plants, no, for our food. We are completely depending upon the plant for the vegetables, fruits, leaves, nuts, seeds, everything. So who is preparing food for us? Who is preparing food for us? Plants. And also we are depending upon the animals also. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So how this process of photosynthesis occurs? How it is preparing?
Plants are getting energy from sun and converting that in the food.
Okay. In the presence of sunlight,
Yeah.
carbon dioxide and water gets converted into glucose, and the glucose groups to form starch. So the total process occurs in the plant, which is defined as photosynthesis. Without sunlight, photosynthesis cannot occur. Without chloroplast also, photosynthesis cannot occur. Okay. So the plant plays a major favor for us. Without plants, no living being will be there in the world. So they are preparing food for us and they are maintaining the environment in a balanced way. Okay. So they are uptaking all the carbon dioxides. So the carbon they are needed for their food for formation of starch. 6 CO2 plus 6 H2O gives C6H12O6, which is called as glucose, and it will be converting into starch. So these all process, what I am talking about, the preparation of food happens because of the chloroplast. Think that if you are having chloroplast in our body, what we will be doing? There is no need for preparing the food and eating. If you are having chloroplast, we can daily go and stand in our sunlight and make our food. But it is not possible. We don't have chloroplast, but we are having sunlight. It is utilized only for converting our precursor of vitamins to be vitamin D to vitamin D. That only we are using the sunlight. Okay. But the plant, in the presence of chloroplast, it utilizes the sunlight and converts the molecule of carbon dioxide in water into starch. Okay. So this is the second major difference among the plant cell and animal cell. And other difference is the storage. As I have told that the storage component of plant cell is starch, and in the animal cell it will be glycogen. Okay. Glycogen, our major complex carbohydrate, carbohydrate storage carbohydrate is glycogen. And vacuoles, we can see vacuoles, a large space of vacuoles in the plant cells. Do you know vacuole? Vacuole is an empty space. Large fluid filled vacuoles will be there in the plant cells. And in animal cell, usually vacuoles will not be there, but in rare, 1 or 2 vacuole will be there with a small size. And the shape, the animal cell can change shape and rounded. But since the plant cell is covered by cell wall, it is fixed shape and irregular. Plant shape is fixed shape and regular, but ours can change the shape and it can be rounded. So number of differences there like that between the plant and animal cell. So this is the major difference. One, the cell wall. The second one is the chloroplast. The third one is the storage compound, because why you are studying storage compound is the glycogen is the major source of our system, which gives energy as a bulk one when we are not feeding with the food. And the fourth one is the vacuoles. It is not present in the animal cells. Otherwise, it will be in a very small in structure. But in plant cell, it contains large fluid content. And the shape, it is regular in plant cells and irregular. That can change the shape. Not irregular, it can change the shape. That is in the animal cell. Okay. So you look out the pictures, that is the cell membrane is there in the outside. So are you clear about the difference between plants and animal cell? So I am coming to the structural explanation about the organelles. The one which is present inside the cell is called as organelles. So can anyone or all of you, you can type the organelles which is present inside the cell. Are you alert there? Are you all present there? You can chat with me by mentioning the organelles inside the cell. It is there in your screen. You can type by seeing that. Nucleus. So don't take one word to type. Number of words are there, number of organelles are there. You can type it continuously. Then Lakshmi mentioned nucleus. Okay. Anyway, one from one student is good also. Mitochondrial, Golgi, bodies. Good. Nucleus, DNA. DNA should not be written in small letter. DNA, capital letter, should become. Mitochondria, lysosome, cell membrane, endoplasmic reticulum. Yes. Nucleus. Good. Centriole, vacuoles, peroxisomes, ribosomes, cilia, flagella. Very good. Almost all the things have appeared in the screen. Very good. So you can see the mitochondria structure. Okay, thank you, girls. So thank you, ma. See, come to the mitochondria. How it is? It's in yellow color and the Golgi complex. So what is the significance of mitochondria? What is the other name for mitochondria? Mitochondria. What is mitochondria? The one organelle which is very important in our, yes, very good. Have a powerhouse. Good, powerhouse of the cell. Because it is synthesizing the energy. It is synthesizing ATP. Okay, so it is called as powerhouse of the cell. It produces energy for cells to use by breaking down substance during oxidative metabolism. It is a definition given there. Very simple. The protection of ATP is more in the mitochondria. So it is considered as the powerhouse of the cell. Then this orange color, that is Golgi apparatus. It is collects and packages and distribute molecules made in the cell. So cell is not simply a cell. It do a major process of synthesizing, degradation, like that it goes on. Okay. So the Golgi complex collects, packs and distributes the molecules that is made inside the cell. Okay. So it functions in helping the cell to be very neat inside it. Okay. Then ribosomes. So before studying ribosome, we must know about this endoplasmic reticulum. The endoplasmic reticulum is a long structure, smooth and rough tubules that moves and stores materials made by the cell. Again, so nucleus, the one which extends from the nucleus is called as endoplasmic reticulum. And it is of two types. One is a smooth and the another one is the rough endoplasmic reticulum. Smooth will be very polished in structure, but rough will be containing a rough surface. That roughness is formed by the ribosomes. Okay. Ribosomes are the major one which functions in the production of protein in our body. It is a factory which produces proteins. Okay, so ribosome is an important organelle which produces protein inside the cell. Okay, so the endoplasmic reticulum, which comes from the nucleus, extending from the nuclear membrane, that is the endoplasmic reticulum. And then vacuole, you can observe this vacuole in a small size. Since it is an animal cell, it does, the size of the vacuole is very small. Okay, and the next one is peroxisome. It is a small vesicle as that of the vacuole. This vesicle that contains enzymes that carry out particular reactions such as detoxifying potential harmful molecules for removing all these things. The peroxisomes are there. And the next one is the centriole. It is a major organ and a tiny organ that helps in cell division. For cell division, it will be very useful, the centriole. And the cell membrane, we have learned it is an outer covering of the cell, double layer of fatty material. It allows some materials to pass in. This is semi-permeable. What is semi-permeable? Everything cannot get out of the cell, and anyone is all molecules cannot get inside the cell. It is a semi-permeable. The cell membrane knows who to get enter and who to come out. Okay, it is semi-permeable. And cytoplasm. So the dotted region here is the cytoplasm. Dotted region, densely dotted region is called as cytoplasm. It's a jelly-like fluid between cell membrane and the nucleus. This is where all the organelles are found. So this is a jelly structure. It is a moisture one where it contains all the organelles. So inside the cell membrane and between the cell membrane and the nuclear membrane, the cytoplasm will be present. All the other organelles will be present in the cytoplasm only. And the lysosomes, where digestion of the cell nutrient takes place. The cell nutrient digestion takes place in the lysosomes. And the endoplasmic reticulum, I have mentioned it earlier. And coming to the major part of our system, that is nucleus, the center part, that is nucleus. So nucleus is an important organelle inside the cell which contains the nucleolus. That contains the chromosome where the DNA is present. Okay. So DNA is the genetic material which is present inside our nucleus. So DNA, what is DNA? What is DNA? Anyone?
Genetic material.
Genetic, ma'am.
Very good. Genetic material. It is a genetic material which determines who we are, to whom we belongs to which gene we are there, which race we are there. Okay, like that, the genetic information will be there in the DNA. It is expanded as deoxynucleic acid. Okay, deoxynucleic acid. So this is a general description, outline description about the structure of the cell. Any doubts? So we will be studying the explanation in the next slides. Okay. Is it clear? So you can identify the parts in the structure, which is nucleus, which is DNA, which is mitochondria, which is Golgi complex, ribosomes, vacuoles, peroxisomes, centrioles, like that you can understand, I think. Okay. Shall I go to the next slide? Yes. So the class should be there for the till 1 o'clock. Hello. What's the time duration? 12 to 11 to 1. Okay. So the next one, what you are going to study is the explanation about the organelles of the cells. It is also, the first part is the cell membrane. So 11 to 1 p.m. we are having the class, okay? So the blue color outer covering is called as the cell membrane. So we are going to study about the cell membrane. This cell membrane is otherwise called as plasma lemma. It separates the outside fluid and the intracellular fluid. So it is the wall which separates the inner fluid and the outer fluid, and its other name is plasma lemma. And as I have mentioned earlier, it is a semi-permeable membrane. It is a semi-permeable membrane. What does mean by that semi-permeable? You can guess the semi-permeability to the filter. We are using this tea filter, water filter, like that. So it will permit the entry and exit of the molecule which is suitable for their condition, which should go out, which should come inside. So selective permeability, that is called a semi-permeable membrane. So the thickness of the wall membrane varies from 75 Armstrong unit, that is, it is 75 Armstrong unit. And here you see this bilipids. You can see the structure of the cell membrane. It is considered as bilayer. Lipid bilayer. What does that means for lipid bilayer? Lipid bilayer. So you can see in the structure a ball-like shape with a tail-like end. You can see here. Can you observe the structure of the membrane? Ball-like head and a tail-like extension in the head. One is here and another one is here. So we are having the lipid. These are the lipids. Polar head and non-polar tail. These are the lipids. So the cell is a composition of a molecule of carbohydrate, protein, and lipids. Okay. So we have already mentioned that atoms develops into cell. Okay. So the cell is a composition of carbohydrates, proteins, and lipids. Got it? So when coming to the structure, we can see that a membrane structure is a lipid bilayer. Lipid bilayer. So how this lipid bilayer is formed? One at the top and another one at the bottom. The outside, the ball is an water loving, and the inside tail will be an water hating. Okay. So the one which can react with the water will be in the upper surface. That is the head. And which one will not react with the water, which is not interested to react with the water, that will be inside the structure. That is the tail region. So the structure of the, membrane structure of the cell, it is composed of major unit of lipid bilayer. And also we can see the proteins in the membrane. Okay. The proteins are external and internal proteins. Some protein will be embedded and some protein will be in the outside of the lipid bilayer. The brown color one. Brown color is shown as proteins. It is embedded protein. It is an outer protein. To this protein, the carbohydrate chains are connected. Carbohydrate chains are connected. So the submembrane structure is completely made up of carbohydrate, proteins, and in a major lipids. Can you all get this one? What I am telling? What is the composition of cell membrane? What is the composition of cell membrane? It is composed of lipids, carbohydrates, and proteins. Not only carbohydrate. The major group, what is present in the lipid membrane is, cell membrane is lipid. Lipids are in bilayer nature. Lipids are in bilayer form. And the proteins are interior and exterior forms. Embedded proteins are there. You can see the protein which is hidden inside the membrane structure. And also exterior proteins which are outside the membrane structure. And the carbohydrate is the one which is connected to the protein structure. Protein structure, it is connected. Is it clear about the structure of the cell membrane? So I think it is explained in detail in the next slide. Consists of 2 layers of phospholipids. So phospholipid is another form of lipid. And the form of lipid, phospholipid, glycolipid, sphingolipid, number of forms of lipids are there. In that, the phospholipid is the one which is present in the cell membrane with the protein and sugar molecule embedded in them. Okay. So the one, what is here given is, I have explained. And the lipid bilayer forms the basis of the cell membrane distributed throughout with various proteins. The 2 different types of proteins that are commonly are called as integral protein and peripheral protein. That is external and internal. Embedded in the membrane. And the one which is selectively allow particular materials such as certain ions, that is a channel protein, peripheral protein, outside protein. This internal protein is there to do the process of cell adhesion. That is interaction between one cell to the other cell, cell adhesion. And here the peripheral protein is the one which is collectively present in the outside, which does the process of channel protein formation. It will be there as a channel and it will be functioning. So this is the description about the cell membrane, the structure of cell membrane. It's clear. Is it clear? Cell membrane is otherwise called as plasma lemma, and it separates the outside and the internal cellular fluid. Extracellular, it separates the extracellular and intracellular fluids. It is semi-permeable in membrane, just as a filter, and it thickness is 75 Armstrong. And here the cell membrane is of 2 lipid bilayers. You can see the structure and it can explain in it easily. It is consisting of phospholipid bilayer and internal and out external proteins with the carbohydrate. So the internal protein is called as integral protein, which involves in the cell adhesion, and the external protein such as certain ions to pass in and out of the cell. So that's all about the structure of the cell membrane. Is it clear? Shall I go to the next topic? Okay. Then what is the function of the membrane protein? So why the cell membrane is present in the animal cell? The first primary function is it protects the cytoplasm and the organelles present in the cytoplasm. So when guess the cell without the cell membrane, it will be good? No. So the cell membrane protects the cytoplasm and the organelles present in the cytoplasm. The cell membrane acts as a semi-permeable membrane, again it is given, which allows only some substance to pass through it and acts as a barrier for the other substance. It will not allow all the substance. It acts as a barrier from most of the substance. So the nutrients are absorbed into the cell through the cell membrane. Nutrients are absorbed into the cell through the cell membrane. Okay. Cell inside the cell, the nutrient should be entered. So for that, the cell membrane helps by its property of semi-permeability, and it allows the nutrients to enter into the cell. And the metabolites and other waste products from the cells are excreted out through the cell membrane. So the waste materials and other metabolites which is produced by the metabolic process in our system will be eliminated from the cell through the cell membrane. And the oxygen enters the cell from the blood, and the carbon dioxide leaves the cell and enter the blood through the cell membrane exchange of gases. So there's a need of oxygen for every cell. Okay. So the transport and exchange of oxygen and excretion of carbon dioxide, it happens with the permeability purpose of cell membrane. Okay. And the cell membrane is responsible for the maintenance of shape and size of the cell. So this is the functional membrane of some functions of the membrane. Is it clear? First point, it protects. Second point, it acts as a semi-permeable membrane. And the third point, it absorbs the nutrients. And the fourth point, it is excreted. Metabolites, the other things will be excreted out of the cell membrane. That will protect the cell. And the fifth one, the oxygen enters the cells from the blood and the carbon dioxide leaves the cell. So enters the blood through the cell membrane. So the exchange of gases happens inside the cell membrane. And the cell membrane is responsible for the maintenance of the shape and size of the cell. That's all. So that's all about the functions of the membrane. Is it clear? Is it clear? Yes. Others are there? Other students are there? Is it boring? Is it taking long time to go to end the class? Yes. So, shall we stop here? Oh, you're feeling interesting. Okay, very good. Thank you. So then we will continue. We are having 15 more minutes. Okay. So this is the function and the structure of the cell membrane. Okay. Next. The cell membrane inside, we are going inside the cell. Okay. So we have seen about the outer layer of the cell. We have completed in learning the cell membrane. But when we are coming to cell membrane, number of channels are there. It's also, we can study the membrane study also in a detailed one. Four channels will be there, gateways will be there to transport the materials from the cell to the outside and outside the nutrient to the inside. Like that, it goes on. It has number of function. We can study the cell membrane as a separate heading also. Okay. And the next one is the inside the cell is the cell, inside the cell is the cytoplasm. What is the cytoplasm as we learned earlier? What is the cytoplasm?
It's the fluid inside the cell wall.
Okay, it is a jelly-like material or a fluid inside the cell wall. Okay, so the composition of the compound is water. The composition inside the cytoplasm is water. Just 80% of water is present in the cytoplasm. Okay. It contains a clear liquid portion called cytosol. The part of the cytoplasm is called as cytosol. And various particles of different shape and size will be there inside the cytosol. It contains a clear liquid portion called cytosol, and various particles of different shape and size will be there in the cytosol. So these particles are proteins, carbohydrates, lipids, and electrolytes in nature. So the component which is going to be there in the cytosol is proteins, carbohydrates, lipids, and electrolytes in the nature. That is not nothing but these are the major things that is going to be present in the that is going to be present in the cytoplasm. So someone is talking. Okay. So the cytoplasm contains many organelles with a distinct structure, as you have learned in outline in all the organelles. And the cytoplasm is made up of two zones. The one is the ectoplasm and another one is the endoplasm. The ectoplasm is the peripheral part of the cytoplasm. And the endoplasm is the inner part of the cytoplasm, interposed. Okay. The cytoplasm is again, it's of two types. One is the ectoplasm and the endoplasm. The endoplasm is the inner part of the cytoplasm, that is interposed, in interior part. And the ectoplasm is the peripheral part of the cytoplasm that just situated beneath the cell membrane.
Recording in progress.
So organelles, the organelles, what is going to be present? We have learned that is nucleus, mitochondria, ribosome, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, lysosome, peroxisome, centrosomes, and centrioles. Secretory vesicles, cytoskeletons. All these are the organelles. Okay. And when coming to the nucleus, every cell has a nucleus except matured erythrocytes. Erythrocyte will not contain nucleus. Okay. The nucleus is the largest organelle in the nuclear envelope. That is 10 to 20 microns. The nucleus will be the largest organelle in the cell membrane. Sorry, cell membrane, cytoplasm. And the nucleus contains the genetic material that is considered as gene. So what is gene and what is DNA? DNA we have mentioned as deoxynucleic acid, deoxyribonucleic acid. And what is gene? Can anyone tell what is gene? No idea about gene? Okay, gene is nothing but the functional region of DNA. Gene, it is a unit. Okay, it is a functional region of the DNA. That is called as gene. Okay, and the cells with a nucleus are called as eukaryotes. And without nucleus is called as prokaryotes. So eukaryotes are the cells which contains the nucleus. And the prokaryotes are the group of the organisms which will not be having the nucleus. Okay. Mostly the prokaryotes are considered as the lower living organisms. We people are eukaryotes. And the nucleolus is the one which will be present inside the nucleus. which involves in the manufacturing synthesis of the components, that is DNA, RNA, these things will be synthesized inside this nucleus. Okay. So the synthesis of DNA and RNA, it used to take place inside the nucleus. That one is the nucleolus. So this is the general information about the nucleus. Each cell has a nucleus, and nucleus is the largest organelle inside a nuclear envelope, and the nucleus contains body's genetic material. Okay, and the cell with the nucleus are called eukaryotes with the cell, and prokaryotes without the nucleus. And nucleus is the central region of the nucleus, where the DNA will be synthesized during the process of cell division. Okay, and RNAs will be synthesized, and it will be transporting outside from the nucleus to the cytoplasm for the production of proteins. So it goes with the large, it is another long subject. So this is the nucleus. And coming to the mitochondria, as already explained, that it is the one which is doing the process of ATP synthesis. See the structure, how it is. So this covering is an outer membrane. And the blue color one is the intermembrane, outer layer. And this is the intermembrane space. And this center part is the matrix. And some DNA will be there in the mitochondria, that is called as mitochondrial DNA. Okay. So this is the explained structure of mitochondria, which is the powerhouse of the cell. And it involves in aerobic respiration, that is the synthesis of ATP. With the presence of oxygen only, the ATP will be produced here. Okay. Most active cells types have the greatest number of mitochondria. The active cell will have the mitochondria, that is liver and the muscles. Okay. So the liver and the muscle are the only organ which used to store the glycogens. Liver glycogen and muscle glycogen. Here, this mitochondria does the process of synthesis of ATP in all the cells, and it is more active in the active cells. Okay. So that is the organelle mitochondria. Its major role is for synthesizing the ATP. So it's called as powerhouse of the cell. And the next one is the ribosomes. They are the tiny granules composed of RNA and protein. This is a structure. What you have, this is the ribosome. What we have seen in the structure, that is the dotted thing. See, it will be present in the endoplasmic reticulum. Small dot, which will be present in the endoplasmic reticulum. So this endoplasmic reticulum will be considered as rough endoplasmic reticulum. That is the ribosome. That ribosomes will be functioning in making the protein. Okay. So the DNA will be present in the nucleus, and from the DNA, the nucleus will be coming out. The RNA will be coming out. The DNA will not be coming out of the nucleus. DNA will be synthesized by the process of replication inside the nucleus, and from the DNA, RNA will be synthesized. That is the process of transcription, and the RNA moves from the nucleus to the cytoplasm, and it will be entering into this ribosome to do the process of protein synthesis, that is called as translation. This is another field of study. And here, the major role of this ribosome is to synthesize the proteins. And the endoplasmic reticulum, as mentioned earlier, there are two types. The smooth endoplasmic reticulum, they are the interconnecting membrane canal in the cytoplasm. Interconnecting membrane layer in the cytoplasm, and the smooth endoplasmic reticulum synthesize lipids and steroid hormones, and they are associated with the detoxification of some drugs. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum, which doesn't contain any ribosomes. Got it? And the rough endoplasmic reticulum, it is with the ribosomes and are site of synthesis of some proteins. So as mentioned earlier, rough endoplasmic reticulum is there to synthesize the proteins. Okay, that's all about endoplasmic reticulum. And the Golgi apparatus, it is a stack of closely folded flattened membrane sac. See the structure, how beautifully it is arranged. It is a sac. It is a sac-like structure, folded structure. And the proteins move from the endoplasmic reticulum to Golgi apparatus, where they are packed into membrane bond vesicle called as secretory granules. Okay, so the packaging of the proteins after synthesis process from the ribosome, it all will be moving into the Golgi apparatus and it will be packed and will be excreted. These vesicles moves into the plasma membrane and fuse with it and when it is needed. So this packed component which is present inside the Golgi apparatus will be moving out of this and it will be doing its function in protein functioning. It will be moving. Protein, it is another a major group. Without protein, no function will be happening in our system. Number of functioning is happen in the form of protein. For example, as an enzyme, as an immunoglobulin, as a storage compound, as a defense molecule. Then what? Each and every structure has different types of proteins. All are synthesized inside the cell and it will be packed inside this Golgi apparatus. Okay. So what will be the protein that is present inside the, so that is in the hair, nail, muscle. So each part has different types of proteins. Okay. So all the things are synthesized inside the cells and they are packed in the Golgi apparatus. So then it will be leaving out of the cell by the process of exocytosis. Okay, like this, the cell structure goes on. So I will be stopping here by today's class. We will be continuing in the next class. If you have any questions, you can type in the chat box. Do you have any questions? Hello, are you all there? Okay. Okay, I will do.
Ma'am, I have a doubt, ma'am.
Yes, ma.
Ma'am, you mentioned in nucleus that the cells, all cells are made up of nucleus and except erythrocyte.
Yeah.
And in last point, you just told that cells with nucleus are called as eukaryotes and cells without nucleus are called as prokaryotes, ma'am. I just have a confusion in that.
That is that all the cells will be having nucleus, but the one is the nuclear membrane will be absent in the prokaryotes. A defined nucleus will not be there. But the prokaryotes used to contain the defined nucleus. Got it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the nuclear membrane will be absent in the prokaryotes. So that is considered as absent. It is not a part in the prokaryote. It will be an organelle in the cytoplasm. But in the eukaryotes, it will be a splitted organelle separately with the nuclear membrane. That is eukaryotes. Got it? Coming to the structure, you see the structure?
Yes, ma'am.
So the nucleus will be covered by the nuclear membrane extended with the endoplasmic reticulum in the eukaryotes. But in the prokaryotes, a defined structure will not be there for the nucleus.
So with reference to membrane, we will say whether it is a eukaryote or prokaryote, no, ma'am?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Others? Others, do you have any doubt or any questions? Since this is a cells unit, it will be little boring, but it'll be informative. In the future classes, when you are going to study about the systems, it will be very interesting. regarding to your nutrition and dietetics. Okay. By knowing all the systems, it will be easy for you to understand the subject, comparing and relating it with the food, so the human body and their functions. Okay. Since we are starting with the cell, we should know that okay, so I will stop here. Thank you all for listening. We'll be continuing in the next class in the next week.
Thank you, ma'am.
நான் என்ன பண்ணேன்